What's going on? What's going on, guys? It's your man, Real Deal, Steele, coming to you live this Monday night, feeling all right, out of sight. Thank you for joining me on this late night edition of Steele Live. Good to see you guys. Sorry for the delay. It's just honestly, just life, just responsibilities. This is the soonest I was able to get started tonight, but great to see you guys. Before we get started, if I could just ask you to smash that like button. I want each and every person to smash that like button if you haven't already. It's honestly the number one thing you can do for the channel, so thank you for that. So let's see what we got in the chat so far. We've got Hump Deezy, we've got Esteban, we've got Zombie Doge Army, the Hump Deezy, Scott Herfurth, Hector the Dude, Crypto Tank Girl, Zombie Doge Army, Slay Blaze, Sliding Edge, Scott Herfurth, RW, am I missing anyone that's active in the chat? Corey E, welcome Corey E, Mr. Lynn, welcome back, Larry Ramirez, and the list goes on, and Ramon, how could we forget Ramon? Good to see you guys, great to see you guys. I gotta fix my screen just a little bit there, and I know what to do. There we go. And then I'll just make myself a smidge bigger to fill this Hollywood square with a big square. That's me, I'm a big square. Great to see you guys, I got a great show lined up for you guys tonight. Definitely some interesting things to cover for sure, and we are going to get to all of those, some kind of amusing things to cover as well, and we will get all down to it. So get settled in, relax. We're going to be here for at least an hour, so kick open that soothing tea or that stiff cocktail or a glass of wine or some fresh juice, whatever your pleasure is. Just let's get down to it, poppers. Also, if you're brand new here, I'd like to personally welcome you. You are watching Steele Lives. I'm Steele. We've got an awesome community here, and we'd love to have you be a part of it. And it's really simple and free to do so. Just hit subscribe and hit all on that notification bell, and join us in our eccentric journey to the moon, Mars, and beyond. We'd love to have you. Kryptonite 87, welcome. Brian, welcome. Doge Pilot coming in. Alex C, popping that champagne, popping them bottles. Welcome guys. Great to see you guys. We have, I got a great show lined up for you. I'm just getting to my notes right now. Top of the story. Well, first let's just cover Tesla. Tesla is going absolutely wild right now, just smashing all-time highs. As Kathy Woods is probably feeling pretty vindicated right now. Kathy Woods specifically, has been incredibly bullish on Tesla for a while, and giving people, not been shy about her opinions regarding her predictions of a super bullish trajectory and future for Tesla. And obviously this whole last week has just been absolutely bonkers for Tesla, but even today more particularly, people thought we were going to start seeing a correction right at about $1,000 a stock. No sir, it smashed right through that 1,000 and it keeps ascending. So Tesla holders, keep on holding. That's what I'd recommend. Oh man, so I think Kathy Woods has predicted that Tesla's going to make it to somewhere around $6,000 within the next few years. When you see this kind of movement in a really short duration, it really starts to. Her predictions don't sound all that crazy and wacky, do they? I've never dismissed Kathy Woods' predictions. I think only a fool would dismiss her predictions and her outlooks in general on the market, and many do. But she has a pretty what's the word I'm looking for? What's the word I'm grabbing for? She has a pretty solid history on such predictions, and she's a very savvy woman. In many ways, Kathy Wood reminds me of the female Elon Musk. Jason Huffman coming in. Good to see you, Jason. If you made it to the show, how's everyone? You were right at the beginning, sir. Fatim JJ, welcome. Another brand new person here. Good to see you. Paradiddle, haven't seen you in a bit. Charles, good to see you. Doge Army holding strong. Indeed. So great to see you guys. Don't forget to hit the subscribe while you're here. Top of the story. This one comes courtesy of CNBC. Elon Musk on his crypto portfolio. I only own Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Dogecoin. Elon Musk often tweets about different cryptocurrencies, and doing so has seemingly impacted their prices. A few times throughout 2021, the price of an altcoin named Shiba Inu appeared to jump after Musk repeatedly posted images of his Shiba Inu puppy on Twitter. But on Sunday, Musk clarified that he doesn't own any Shiba Inu coins and that he only owns Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Dogecoin. That's it, he said. The specific tweet was this. Musk tweeted this: out of curiosity, I acquired some hash strings called Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Doge. That's it. As I said before, don't bet the farm on crypto. True value is building products and providing services to your fellow human beings, etc., etc. So this shouldn't come as a surprise to anyone that's been paying attention to Elon Musk for any substantial periods of time. It always kind of surprised me to see so many people that either assumed that he owned SHIB or some other coins or some other Elon-themed tokens he would secretly be holding these. I've never thought for a moment that Elon has been playing around in the BSC token market on any capacity. He doesn't really need to. And plus, he's just so busy doing just monumental things and just trying to make the most of it with every waking moment, right? Which is a lot. He doesn't sleep very much either, much like your man Steele. So, that being said, anyone that's been paying attention knows that, Elon's only holdings have been Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Dogecoin. Sorry, I just got to adjust my computer a little bit here. So when people were pressing him for an answer, I was kind of watching the sidelines. I'm like, ooh, don't keep pressing him. You're not going to like the answer. I wouldn't keep pressing him and asking him if he owns SHIB, if he owns your favorite cryptocurrency, because I know that he only owns 3, and you're not going to like the answer if you keep pressing him. They kept pressing him, and finally it's just like, look, these are the only ones I own. I don't own any SHIB. I don't own that stuff. So it was kind of a self-own in some way. Good to see you back. Thank you, Fatim. Let's see here. Imagine doubting Elon or Doge. Yes. SlideNet's coming with the first super chat of the night. The response to Elon's zero SHIB answer is savage. It's pretty savage. It was. They asked for it. They set it up for him like a T-ball. It really can't come as any surprise. I cannot keep this particular white bandana straight for the life of me. It's just tilting to the left or the right. It just really wants to become an ascot very badly. Elon knows Doge is the crypto for the people. I agree, Corey E. And that's another thing. Under no uncertain circumstances, Elon came out extremely bullish for Dogecoin with another tweet. And I got another story kind of following up about that here. I have so many notes that it's hard to know which one it was under. Anyway, I don't need the story to talk about this. Listen, Elon tweeted out the reason why what made him particularly bullish on Dogecoin is because when he walks out onto the fields and out onto the production lines and plants for both Tesla and SpaceX, he talks with the workers quite a bit, and all the workers on the ground were saying that they all own Dogecoin and that they all love Dogecoin. And he, Elon was already, kind of a quiet fan from the sidelines, but I think that really did it for him when he just saw how many just everyday working people, not only everyday working people, but how most of his workers own Dogecoin in the production plants. I think that spoke volumes to him, and how much Dogecoin has become a populist movement for the people. It's basically a populist movement wrapped up in crypto, honestly, is what we're talking about here. So Elon explained this over Twitter, that's one of the main things that made him so decisively bullish and pro Doge. So, and as we know, and something I talk about quite a bit, a lot of moves have been happening behind the scenes going back 4 years now between Elon Musk and some communications with Dogecoin developers, etc., to fine-tune Dogecoin to make it as quick and fast with the lowest transaction speeds possible, because between Vitalik Buterin, Elon Musk, the Dogecoin devs, etc., these are all forces that have been at work, kind of loosely working together to try to completely optimize the performance of Dogecoin, because I think all of these respective entities see the potential in Dogecoin of being perfectly, the stage perfectly set to see Dogecoin become the most transacted digital currency on the planet in the everyday retail space for transactions both large and small, So so I think there's a lot to be optimistic about if you're a Dogecoin holder or a Dogecoin enthusiast. No doubt about it. And if you guys feel compelled, any of you guys feel compelled to super chat throughout the duration of this broadcast, that's hugely appreciated. It allows me to put as much time into this as I can. Without it, I can't put near as much time into this. So thank you so much, guys. Keep those nodes updated. That's a great reminder, Corey. I just updated mine yesterday. I'm running one on a laptop that I don't really do anything with. It doesn't take up that much power. It's just that the computer I stream off of is already so... it's already stretched the limits. I can't afford to even put anything else on it, that even if it's not taking up a lot of CPU. So I just have it running on an old laptop I no longer use. I shut it down for about an hour or two a day before I kick it back up. And yeah, updating the nodes is pretty simple. If you want to know if you can run a node, okay, back up. Let's say you're even like, what are you talking about, Steele, with these nodes? So basically, Dogecoin has somewhat of a shortage on node, somewhat. The more nodes that we can get running for a Dogecoin right now, the quicker and faster and more efficiently the currency will perform. So people have taken it upon themselves to run their own nodes, own Dogecoin nodes, to assist in this process. If you want to know what you need to run a node, or how to run a node, I have a video that I made on that about 5 weeks ago. You can comb back through the archives. If you just do a search in the search bar on YouTube for Steven Steele nodes, you'll see it. It's called Send Nodes. And I explain it in the most simplistic way that I know how, anyway. And I'm not very tech savvy, honestly, guys. I'm not, but I explained it in the easiest way that I know how. So if you're as dumb as me, then you should be able to figure it out through my video. Let's see, Hector the Dude, good to see you. Matic running nicely right now. Yeah, Matic is looking healthy. And AVAX, I told you guys this was going to happen. Avalanche is, I want to talk about Avalanche for a little bit here. Avalanche is performing very well today. And yes, and the last few days. It is up. It's running away again right now. It's up about 8% for the day. Over the last hour, up about 1%, and it's performing about 27% up for the week. I still think there's a lot of room there yet for Avalanche to take off. We haven't even entered altcoin season, and I would put Avalanche right up there with Engine for the top most popular go-to in the top echelons category, the most front line of most popular altcoins to kind of default to when altcoin season kind of kicks in. So things you want to keep in mind, probably for more temporary ventures. But although I will say, I think Avalanche probably has what it takes to really go the distance if you wanted to entertain a more long-term investment with Avalanche. So I think we're going to see Engine pick up again. I think we're definitely going to keep seeing Avalanche do its thing over the next few months, and how much you want to stay in or pull out from there is entirely up to you guys, but just giving you a heads up. Daji Zombie Doge Army coming with a $2 super chat. I felt compelled. Awesome. Thank you. Well, I'm glad you felt compelled. And Jason Huffman coming in with a $5 super sticker. Great to see you in the mix, Jason Huffman, with a it looks like an old school Nintendo controller jumping up and down jubilantly. I love it. Thank you, Jason. Appreciate that so much. And thank you guys for help keeping the lights on over here at Steele headquarters. Joe's Pilot celebrating 3 months of membership. Thank you so much for your continued support, and welcome to your 3-month anniversary of being a member of Steven Steele Live. Maybe Tesla should run nodes on unused computers, or maybe they could run nodes running nodes off the power of Teslas as they're running. That'd be cool. Or even when they're not running, right? When they're plugged in. I'm sure they could figure that out. SafeMoon is going to 100x, Brian says. I'll be surprised if that happens, but more power to you. I mean, that would be awesome for SafeMoon investors, obviously. I mean, I'm not invested in SafeMoon, but I'll hand it to those folks. The folks that are still in SafeMoon, y'all are determined. You all are focused and you're loyal. And so, if anyone would deserve it's a 100x, it would be those folks. Yes, nodes running in Teslas would be awesome. Yeah, I think it's entirely doable. There's actually another electronic vehicle out there from a much smaller company that it can mine cryptocurrency. I covered this on one of my shows probably about 6 weeks ago. The name of the company is eluding me, but pretty good idea. I think it can mine both Bitcoin and Dogecoin. Yeah, so there is a car that can do that. It's a pretty wild looking car too. And I reached out to them to try to get a representative from that company on the show. I just never heard anything back. I thought that would be an awesome conversation to have, but I guess I'm too small time. Guys, if you haven't hit that like button, if you could just smash that like button, take a moment to do that so we can reach more people. That's the only way we can do it. So thank you for that. If you haven't yet smashed it, if you could just take a moment to do that, appreciate it. Next story is from Benzinga, from a guy I've been getting to know, Glauber Contas. I have always had a difficult time to pronounce his real name. Glauber Contasoto. Glauber Contasoto. Most of you know him as the Dogecoin millionaire pro the Doge. Anyway, Benzinga did an article about him. Dogecoin millionaire says Shiba Inu's price will drop massively as it won't ever beat Doge. Wow, strong words. Contasoto told Benzinga during an exclusive interview that he does not view Shiba Inu as a coin, since it is still a token that it's built on another coin's blockchain, referring to Ethereum. I mean, no lie detected there. I mean, in all honesty, for this reason, he said it is plagued by the high fees and slow transactions that are all so often complained about by Ethereum's community. Earlier this month, Contasoto told Benzinga that he has not sold a single Dogecoin and has discussed other cryptocurrency bets that he made after making his fortune with Doge. He also highlighted that when Vitalik Buterin gave 50% of Shiba Inu's supply, gave it away, never talked about the coin again. On the other hand, Buterin purchased it with his own money in the past and supports it. He's in part of the Dogecoin Foundation. A little clumsy wording there. They're talking about Dogecoin when talk about in the last sentence there, which was recreated earlier this year. Yeah, so for those of you who don't know, Vitalik Buterin is the current blockchain advisor for the Dogecoin Foundation. Kanta Soto acknowledged that when Shiba Inu runs a decentralized exchange, it's involved with non-fungible tokens and has other bells and whistles. Still, he feels that Dogecoin's simplicity is an advantage since it is trying to simply work as a digital currency without more advanced features. He said Bitcoin has gotten so valuable and sought after that it is now considered a store of value, much like gold. So no one wants to spend it on everyday purchases. That sounds very familiar, Mr. Kanta Soto. Very familiar. I think somebody's been listening to Steele live. Honestly, that's what I think, sir. But I'm pleased. We got to get this message out there. The more we can get it out there, the better it is for the Dogecoin. Jason Upman coming in with a super sticker critical hit. I like that. Critical hit with another vintage-looking Nintendo controller there. I love it. I love the critical hit. Thank you, Jason. Slide Nudge coming in with another $2 make you holler. Erectile Reptile should sell blue pills. Where is Erectile Reptile? Haven't seen him in the mix in quite some time. Corey asking me, what do you think will be the impact of the Doge bridge? I think it will be absolutely substantial. I think it's going to be an absolute game changer. It is estimated that it's going to hit the public market early 2022. And it's going to allow Dogecoin to be involved in smart contract technology. It's also going to enable Dogecoin to become relevant in the, and having some acid reflux on the show. It's also going to enable Dogecoin to take much more prominency and relevance in the NFT market. So those two things alone, I think, are going to be very significant game changers for Dogecoin and Ethereum as well. One thing that I don't think people realize, and many Ethereum people who are super bullish on Ethereum and not so much on Doge don't realize, is this Doge Ethereum bridge, they almost need each other equally. It's not like this is all upside for Doge and it doesn't do anything for Ethereum. This is really going to help the performance of Ethereum as well as Doge. It's going to help the performance of Ethereum while expanding the potentials for Doge. That's kind of how I see it. So yeah, we're supposed to have Ross Nickel on the show here soon. So he is the primary lead Dogecoin contributor on that development side. So that was certainly going to be a part of the conversation when he's on this program. Guys, we are a little shy on the thumbs up. If you could just smash that like button, if we could at least get it over 50, we can do that, guys. Thank you for that. If you haven't smashed it, please smash it. It's the only thing that helps get us up in the YouTube algorithms. Doge actually performing really well right now, in my opinion. It's just really healthy, steady growth. Looks like we settled into a new floor, comfortably above 26 cents. Little green candles spurting up right now, and great place to be. This is beautiful, steady, healthy growth for Dogecoin, and I think we're right now accumulating again before we ramp up to a more bullish run and retesting to smash, not only smash through Heaven 27, but upwards of 30 cents. It wouldn't be surprised me. I'm like, you know what's funny, you guys? I'm actually slightly dyslexic, and sometimes the dyslexia, it's weird. It kind of affects my thoughts kind of come out dyslexic sometimes, and the words will be like a little bit switched. And today is one of those days where most days it doesn't affect me that significantly, but today it's just kind of getting, it's kind of just acting up a bit more than it normally would. Anyway, so yeah, we are seeing accumulation right now. It wouldn't surprise me if we saw Dogecoin reach upwards of 30, even 31, 32 cents within 7 days from now. I think that's entirely probable, especially even by Friday. Even by Friday, I could see Doge right up around 30 cents. And like I said, I think that, and like Nick and I have been talking about, I really do think that the overall market trends over the next few months is going to be rather bullish. It's going to have its days of retracements, but the overwhelming trajectory, I believe, over the next few months for the entire crypto market is going to be, yes, rather bullish. And I don't think we've seen anything yet. Rodrigo de Jesus, Steve, do you have any low cap coin that you recommend? Yes, I do. It's actually performing pretty well right now. And this is the advantages of membership, you guys, because this is the kind of stuff I talk about in lot and membership. And just to toot my own horn here, I've got a very good track record on these kinds of things, these kind of calls. So, and how do you become a member? You just press the link pinned at the top of the chat. How much is it? It's $4 a month, you guys. Not a day. It's $4 a month. That's $1 a week. That's $1 a week. That's, I'll tell you how many pennies a day. I'll tell you how many cents a day, because my math is really bad. So if we do 4 divided by 30, guys, that's like a, it's like fractions. So anyway, what do you get when you get membership? You see all those nifty badges people have on the screen. Those people are members. If you see all these cool emojis that they use, the Dogecoin emojis, some Tatas, some Sadafs, some Elons, that is another thing that comes with membership. And then also, I do a lot of members-only breakout streams and things like that. So anyway, sorry for the tangent, but I gotta give it up for my members and put a little plug in there for that. As I was saying, I got a few. I'll give you one. I'll talk to you about one. Since you asked. And I'm pulling it up right now because I want to see how it's performing right now. Altura. A-L-T-U-R-A. Altura. It's pulling back a little bit now in correction, but overall it's up pretty substantially. It's a gaming industry token on the BSC blockchain, but even though it's on the BSC blockchain, the utility is high within the gaming industry. So for that kind of investment, the utility is there. The utility is sound. The team seems very, very intelligent and very hardworking. So look into that. Now, I think from what I've been seeing, Altura seems very well poised in position to keep going up and making overall bullish gains over the next few months. After that, whether you want to pull all your gains out, pull your investment out, or stay in, I'll leave that entirely up to you guys. But that's about as much as I know on that. And that's Altura. So there you go. Jason Huffman coming in with $10. Make you holler. Ho! Thank you, Jason. Appreciate that. With the backwards hat. Is that a hippo? You guys remember Hungry Hippos? That was a fun game I played as a kid. Thank you so much for your generous super chat, Jason Huffman. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. Yeah, Hungry Hippos. It was like a game kids played where there'd be 4 hippos like on a plastic ring. And when you press the lever down, the hippo, his mouth would open like this. And then it would go, ah. And what you'd do, you'd spill a bunch of marbles in there. And then all 4 kids would just hit the levers as fast as they can on their Hungry Hippos. And whoever got the most marbles, ate the most marbles with their hippo, would win. I wouldn't say it was a game of skill, but just a game of the expression of spastic energy. And whoever had the most of it, whichever kid was geeked up on the most sugar, won Hungry Hippos. What are the financial benefits of running a Dogecoin node? 0. To be honest with you, no. You get nothing. It's just strictly a volunteer effort to help out the performance of the coin. Some people are starting to tip others Dogecoin for running nodes. And frankly, I think that's probably a good idea. You know, if you see opportunity to do that, you know, throw them some Dogecoin for their services. But yeah, it's an entirely volunteer based situation as of now. Greetings from Hawaii, Dan the man. Awesome, man. Thanks for coming to us from Hawaii. I actually been to Hawaii a few times. I'm an adequate surfer. I'm not a great surfer, but I'm adequate. I can ride the waves. I can't really do much tricks. I usually ride longboards, things like that. I grew up skateboarding, so there's some overlap there, right? I remember I went on a surfing expedition vacation with a friend of mine long time ago, and on Kauai. Kauai is my favorite island that I've been to out of the Hawaiian Islands. And we got up early one morning, guys, and we ate at this local cafe, and they brought out these big fresh, I mean, I'm sure Dan the man knows this, but there's these, you can get fresh vegetable and fruit juices that are just, they're juiced right there, right? Like in the cold pressed juicers. And they make them really big. So they brought out these big fresh vegetable fruit juice blends they make right there, and we're drinking those down. And, you know, just having some breakfast, having my green tea, having my big thing of juice. And she's like, what are you guys up to today? We're like, oh, we're going surfing. We said to the waitress, and she said, oh yeah, where are you guys going surfing? I said, oh, we're going surfing down by and it was this army base. The name of it eludes me right now, but it was a beachfront by neighboring this army base. And Dan the man probably knows what I'm talking about. And she said, oh, like that. She just gave an expression like that, and she walked away, and we were like, oh, that was kind of weird, right? Hold on, let me adjust my screen, move it a little bit forward because it's a little bit distant. There we go. Okay, so we just kind of looked, me and my friend looked at each other, and that was kind of weird. And then she circled back with her check, and you know, we tipped her out really well. So, oh, thank you so much. And we're like, okay. And she's like saying bye to us like this. Okay, bye. And we're like, that was weird. We're like, all right, bye. And we're like, that was a really intense lady, right? Well, guys, we get out to this beach, and there's perfect, beautiful airliner waves just coming in, and which are great waves if you're not a super expert, because they're easier to ride too. So we paddle out there. They're about 6 foot waves, pretty decent size. Actually, 6 foot wave doesn't sound like a lot, but when you're actually out there in it, it's a lot. So I was kind of carving a little bit. I got beat down. I wiped out, and I got beat down on the ocean floor. And when I came up, I had a pretty good sized cut on my forehead, right? So I paddled in, and I looked in the rearview mirror of the car that we rented, and I was like, you know what? Yeah, it's bleeding, but I'm going to get right back in there. So I started paddling out, even though I was bleeding, because I was like, you know, I'm out here. I'm in Kauai. These are perfect, beautiful waves. For some weird reason, we have this whole beach to ourselves that we're surfing on. And so I don't care if I'm bleeding or not. I'm going to take advantage of it. I'm like, I'm not dying. So I kept paddling out. I'm paddling out. And you guys, as I was paddling back out, my friend Donnie, who's usually the most mellow yellow dude in the world, I see him riding a wave in. And just the look of just absolute, total, 100% unadulterated, raw, primal fear on his face. He looked as white as a ghost. And I just saw that look on his face that I had never seen on this super mellow guy before. Before he let out with all his booming vocal strength, he said, "Sure! Sure!" Like that. And it took me a few times around before I understood what he's saying. And as I was starting to turn my board around, I saw this fin. His fin pop up behind him, man. And wow, I could just feel my heart just drop and skip a couple beats. As I literally like froze for like, it seemed like a while, but I think it was just a couple seconds. I was frozen in fear before I got my hide in gear. And I started turning around as quickly as I could, and I was paddling as fast as I could. And here come this wave coming up on me, and I just thought to myself in that moment, you guys, if I'm not an expert surfer. I'm an amateur surfer. I come from the Midwest. We don't surf much. I just thought to myself, if I don't stand up on this wave, if I don't make this wave, I might be a dead man, right? So here comes this wave, and all this pressure is on me to make this wave, and I'm trying to get out in front of it. I get out in front of the wave. I feel like I'm about to wipe out. I'm like, no. And then I barely got my balance back in time, and I was able to ride that wave enough in the shore before we both ran in and jumped off. We got out of there, and just like this, we saw that shark, man, where once it got into really shallow water, you saw that fin, man, just go, start to turn, start to go down and go away. So, the two dumb ass tourists, we were out there on this beach later that night, guys. We went out at this tiki bar. And I was outside outdoor tiki bar. We were talking to the bartender about our day and what happened. And he said, "Where were you guys?" And we told him where we were surfing. He goes, "Oh no, that's why no one was there, man." We said, "Why is that?" He's like, "Yeah, there's been shark sightings there lately. It took off somebody's limb there last week. A shark took off someone's limb there last week." And I was like, "That's why no one was out there. Everyone knew it but us, because we were not local and we were dummies. And here that should have been our first sign. We should have been like, why is there perfect surfing conditions and no one here?" But we just didn't even think about that. We're like, wow, we're just so lucky, right? So what had happened is I imagine what happened anyway, is when I cut my forehead, you guys, that probably just ignited and attracted that shark, right? That shark's spidey senses were like, ooh, blood in the water, right? So, my goodness. My cut on my forehead almost got me and my friend killed in Kauai. Killed in Kauai, rated R. Killed in Kauai, rated R. Shark Father, Joe Rogan. See what's going on in the chat, guys. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that story. Steven, a natural-born surfer. I don't know if I'm natural-born. I'm decent, okay? I'm decent. I'm probably a little bit better than the average tourist due to my background in skateboarding. Where's Sadaf? At the salon? Oh my gosh, I have to, you know what? I'm going to take a picture of the screen right now. Bang's done. I'm going to text that to her because I think that's so funny. There we go. So Sadaf couldn't make it tonight because she is very under the weather. She's super congested. She went to get a COVID test. So she's awaiting results for that. But she was just super congested and super under the weather. And I didn't want to pressure her into coming on. She's not feeling well. So we'll have her back in the mix. And she says she has an appointment with the salon the first week of November, right? So once she gets everything waxed and procured and whatever, she says, then she will promise to join us online, in the flesh, on video. So we'll be having Sadaf in the mix a lot more often in the future. Celeste says maybe we'll get a spooky story for Halloween. I'll have to marinate over that. Anyway, wow, that was quite the divergence, wasn't it? But that's how we do it here. That's how we do it here on Steele Live. Dogecoin holding strong and mighty over 26 cents. What do you know? Oh, another top story is MasterCard says any bank or merchant on its vast network can soon offer crypto services, MasterCard is prepping to announce that thousands of banks and merchants, millions of merchants on its payments network can soon integrate crypto into their products, CNBC has learned. That includes Bitcoin wallets, credit cards, debit cards that earn rewards in crypto and enable digital assets to be spent, and loyalty programs where airline or hotel points can be converted into Bitcoin. To do so, the payments networks is partnering with Bakkt. That's a very strange name for a company. How would you guys pronounce that? Bakkt. 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 To do so, the payment network is partnering with Bakkt. The crypto firm recently spun off by Intercontinental Exchange. I mean, what a generic name, Intercontinental Exchange. When I think of a name like, actually, I don't know, I think I like Bakkt better than Intercontinental Exchange. Intercontinental Exchange just sounds like a really generic, like, corporate hotel chain, which will be the behind-the-scenes provider of custodial services for those who sign up. Executives of the two firms told CNBC. To do so, the payments networking is partnering with Bakkt, the crypto firm recently. Why? I hate when articles do this. When I read through these articles, they'll literally take the same paragraph and they'll paste it 2 to 3 times downstream. It's like, okay, yeah, we got it. We want to offer all of our partners the ability to more easily add crypto services to whatever they're doing. Sherry Hammond, MasterCard's executive vice president of digital partnerships, said in an interview, our partners, be they banks, fintechs, or merchants, can offer their customers the ability to buy, sell, and hold cryptocurrency through the integration with the Bakkt platform. Yeah, great news, awesome news, and there's a picture of people cheering about it on Wall Street there. Obviously, this is a super significant step in the adoption of crypto, in the adoption of digital currency. We love to see this. We love it. We love it. We love it. A huge bullish sign for the future of cryptocurrency, no doubt about it. Guys, if you're new here, you've been watching Steele Live. Guess what? I'm Steele, and I'd like to personally welcome you aboard, invite you to hit that subscribe button, hit all on that notification bell. And check it out. If you've already are a subscriber, hit all on that notification bell. Because then you don't have to wonder when I go live. You'll just get the notification, takes all the guesswork out of it. And wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. Larry Ramirez, Steven, did you have a favorite skater growing up? I had a few. Yeah, I had a few. And one was Neil Blender. Because I liked him because he was a skater, but he was also an artist, and he was kind of a weirdo, and he would like just do like quirky random things, even during like contests and stuff. I liked his artwork. Another one was a guy named Nadas Kopis. He was one of the one of the most groundbreaking street skaters, and he really accomplished a lot of firsts. I remember when I first saw him in a video, I never saw anyone else do this before. He ollied up onto a fire hydrant, and he spun on it like with 3 or 4 360s in a row. So his board was in the middle of the fire hydrant, and he was just spinning around on top of it. And then he somehow got off of it, like ollied off of it. It was just crazy. I've never seen anything like that in my life. But he was pretty hardcore. So those are a few that come to mind. And then there's some newer skaters I like as well. But I wrecked my knee, I wrecked my leg so hardcore. The doctor literally, it was tough because the doctor literally ordered me. He says, you can't skate anymore, man. Your leg can't take it. So I've had surgery on it since, and so I got a sloppy leg. So I got to take good care of it now. And so now I just do downhilling. I just do longboarding. That's kind of where I've retired and hung up my boots there. Slide Edge coming in with $2 super chat. Intergalactic, planetary, intergalactic, planetary, intergalactic. Oh man, I'm probably gonna get a copyright strike even for just singing that. That's a great song. Thank you for that. Jason Huffman coming in with a nice $10 super chat. Thank you, super sticker, with a hippo and a gaming chair that's like peeling out and going Mach 5. Thank you for that, Jason. Really appreciate it, man. Thank you for literally keeping the lights on over here. It really, really means a lot. Cool dude, welcome, cool dude. YH by Radio Kaka? Is that what it is? I don't know what that is. I love longboarding. Yes, longboarding. I do too. I still have a lot of love for the longboard. A lot of love for the longboard. So yeah, obviously, MasterCard taking great steps to integrate cryptocurrency options for its customers is massive. It's massive, and Dogecoin will be a part of that. No doubt about it. No bout a doubt it even. Let's see. Next story here. Next story. This comes courtesy of thehill.com. Senator Rand Paul questioning if crypto could become a world reserve currency. Let me get rid of these pop-up menus. Senator Rand Paul of Kentucky, in a new interview, questioned whether cryptocurrency could replace the dollar as the reserve currency of the world as it continues to gain traction around the world. A direct quote from him says, I've started to question now whether or not cryptocurrency could actually become the reserve currency of the world as more and more people lose confidence in the government, Paul said in an interview on Axios on HBO. The senator made headlines in 2015 with his presidential campaign, announced that it would accept Bitcoin donations on its website. So Rand Paul actually kind of ahead of his time back then. He was probably the first super high profile, has to be the first presidential candidate to accept cryptocurrency and donations. The announcement came after the FEC approved an advisory opinion in 2014 that permitted campaigns to accept Bitcoin donations subject to valuation reporting policies. Paul said cryptocurrencies is currently bigger than he ever expected it to be back in 2015. He said, I've been amazed at the growth of it, and I've always been. More of a person who believed that the currency should be backed by something of real value like gold or silver or commodities, and always wondering, well, crypto is not backed by anything either, so what the heck? Let's go for it. But here's what I've started to believe now that government currencies are so unreliable. They are also fiat currencies. They're not backed by anything either. Great point. This is something that we've been saying all along, folks. The dollar has been more stable than most other countries, and so it's the reserve currency, he added. When asked if he was concerned about illegal uses of cryptocurrency, he replied, I guess I'm more concerned with government snooping into our private bank accounts, whether it's cryptocurrency or your bank account, he said. A good order of priorities. I don't want to get too political here. I don't want to get too partisan here. That's not what this is about. I mean, I could care less whether Senator Rand Paul is a Republican or a Democrat. All I know is I agree with him on the matters of which he's speaking right here, and I think that was really well stated. I grew up in Watsonville, Santa Cruz country, lots of skateboard. Yeah, my friend actually that I went to Hawaii with a few times, he actually used to be sponsored by Santa Cruz back in the day. He's even older than I am, and he was on the cover of Thrasher magazine way back in the day too, and he was a really good pool skater. He did all really good pool skater in particular, but he was a much better skater than me. Let's see here, but I thought that was a cool story, you guys. Hey guys, keep an eye on Solana. This comes courtesy of FX Empire. Solana eyes the $200 mark after surpassing XRP to become sixth largest cryptocurrency. I cannot believe Solana is the sixth largest right now. Wow, things are really shaking up right now. And so Solana just passed XRP in market cap. However, Solana remains one of the top performers in the market. Despite the general bearish trend in the market, Solana overtakes XRP to become the 6th largest cryptocurrency with a market cap above 56 billion. At the time of this review, Solana is down 2.3% over the past 24 hours. It's trading at 190 per coin. However, Solana's USD 4-hour chart is on the bullish zone, indicating that the coin could surge higher in coming hours or days. The surge in Solana's TVL comes thanks to cryptocurrency's increase in price over the last few weeks. If Solana can continue its current path and surpass the $200 level, it stands a chance of cryptocurrency Cardano and becoming the 5th largest cryptocurrency in the market cap. So now they're saying that we could see in the near future that Solana overtakes Cardano in market cap. So I think it's probable. I think it's possible. Frankly, I'm not quite sure where the future lies for Solana. I haven't decided yet. I don't know if Solana can really go the distance or not. Between Avalanche and Solana, I just have like a more of a gut feeling about the long-term performance of Avalanche. The Avalanche team seems to be making some really strong, underrated moves right now. You watch Avalanche. You keep an eye on AVAX. That's the call letters for Avalanche, AVAX. I think it's really going to yield some big potential in the not so distant future. So keep an eye out on that. Let's see here. Next story. Okay, so Dogex. Dogex, you guys, that's an NFT project that I've been involved with in the past, and I am a holder of several Dogex NFTs, and it's obviously a Doge-centric NFT project. I noticed when I checked in on it today, it's picking up pace, right? It's picking up pace. I noticed that there's been a lot of sales lately, and a lot of people kind of starting to ape in now on Dogex. I think sometimes it just takes projects a little bit for people to recognize their potential and recognize that the team that's in place, right? And I think Dogex is one of those. They see a super strong, committed, vibrant community, a strong, committed, vibrant team. And so the floor has come up a bit on it today. And just more people just are kind of coming into the community there and picking up Dogex's, because you can still get really good deals on OpenSeas right now with Dogex. I think the floor is somewhere around 0.06, 0.065 for the most common ones, and then they usually go up according to rarity from there. But yeah, I've been noticing a few. There's been a couple big investors and community members from the Doge Pound and then Jungle Freaks kind of coming in and snatching up some of the floor there. That's usually a pretty good sign, because those are people that make their living off of NFTs. So when you start to see those kind of people come in, you're like, okay, all right. And plus the metaverse is really taking off now, where most Dogecoin holders, the Dogex is launching their new 2.0 website in the next few days, wherein you'll be able to use on the home page your little Dogex your Dogex NFTs are going to act like a Tinder app where you swipe left or swipe right on other Dogex NFTs. And then if you both match on each other, then you will get a free puppy for everyone that you match. So that obviously is, these kind of things are just fun little extra incentives that to add value and add additional properties and value to being as a benefit of being a holder of a project. Like with I got an airdrop with Jungle Freaks, and then they airdrop me like a little NFT that's already worth like $400 or $500 now, right? So just these little perks. And, one of the things that you look for too, and I think that's why more people are starting to notice DogeX now, is because the community, although it's not like this huge NFT project as far as popularity goes yet, but the community is super dedicated and super positive, and that's why I think bigger investors are now starting to come in, because they look for those markers. They look for how active the Discord is. They look for how active the community is, because that's usually a really big bullish flag. That's usually a big sign of a project that's going to get really bullish, that's really going to pick up pace over the long run. So I would guess that's probably what's going on there. Yeah, I haven't really been keeping up with Safe Moon, Brian, but glad to hear it's been up 100% over the last month. I know it took quite a hit, and there was huge staffing shake up there. So happy to see it rebounding, man. Hope you do well on it. Sir, Sheep or Doge, which is the ideal pick? I'm not going to stick my head in the sand, and I'm not unaware of all the gains that Sheep has made, and consequently many of its holders. I'm happy for those people. I'm happy for the investors. For me personally, it's my opinion that I think Dogecoin is going to perform well over a long period of time. I don't think Dogecoin is going anywhere. It's here to stay. It runs on its own unique blockchain, whereas Sheep has to rely as a token running secondarily on the Ethereum blockchain. So that poses a lot of its own challenges. And also, Dogecoin has built the inroads and the infrastructure to position itself just much better to be one of the most popular transacted digital currencies on the planet. So my money is with Dogecoin long term. Short term, honestly, she might be more profitable than Doge in the short end of it, but I think Dogecoin is going to be the smarter play for long term. That's my opinion on that. So hopefully that's helpful for you. Guys, if you're new here, I'd like to welcome you. You've been watching Steele Live. I'm Steven Steele. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Hit the all that notification bell so you know when I go live. Mike Tracy, good to see you in the mix. Bang Stunt says Doge for the long term. Buy and hold, Sheep short term. Essentially, that's kind of my take on it. But, people that are super bullish on Sheep, you're welcome here too. But that, just so you know, that is my opinion on it. Guys, we're doing good on those thumbs up. So if you haven't smashed that like button, smash it now. I want you to smash that like button like you'd smash your first childhood celebrity crush. It takes a moment of second of your time, doesn't cost you a dime. So it's the number one thing that you can do to help this channel reach more people, ascend through those tricky YouTube algorithms. And they are tricky. So thanks for that, guys. Jason Huffman coming in with a $5 super sticker with a super sticker of a hippo. A hippo moving forward with like super speed legs, man. They're like high speed funny car racing wheel legs. Thank you, Jason. Appreciate you, sir. How long you mean long term? Matt Manju asks, sir, I just did a whole segment on this last night, and respectively, I'm going to give you some very good advice, and everyone else that's listening to this stream right now. And everybody pay attention. What I'm about to tell you over the course of the next minute or so is extremely smart advice. And it could really have a fundamental effect on the future of your life in relation to financial freedom. Been talking about this the last couple nights. Listen to me very carefully. The overwhelming, and this is something you won't hear on most channels, but this is the truth, Ruth. The overwhelming majority of crypto-made millionaires and crypto-made multimillionaires have done so by picking projects they feel are very solid in both utility and community and team, and have held on to those holdings for several years, right? Several years. So if I mean, it is what it is. One of my co-hosts that's usually with me, Nick, he is a retired multimillionaire at the age of 33. You want to know why? Because he bought $10,000 of Dogecoin in 2014, and he diamond-handed it till now, in 2021. All 8 years. 8 years. Okay? So it's easy to get impatient if your favorite coin's trading sideways for a 6-month block. You may even think it's dead or done. And I get it. I empathize. I deal with those feelings and emotions consequentially to that too. Especially when you're following something closely every day, okay? But when you zoom out, if you zoom out and you look at the overall trajectory of your primary positions in your portfolio, in my opinion, it's probably best that your primary positions are in top 20 coins with high utility. They usually always tell you the same narrative, the same story. And what is that story? It's a story of 2 steps forward, 1 step back. 2 steps forward, 1 step back. And many times, most people don't have the patience to see that through. And I get that. Because I have to be busy all the time, or I just don't feel like I'm in my zone. I got to be in the zone and be very productive, very busy, or I just don't feel right. So I get that. But me even knowing that about myself, I stay productive in other areas, and I don't allow that to disrupt my long-term holds. You understand? I tell you this because I think a lot of people that find themselves in the cryptocurrency space, in the NFT space, have similar personality traits in that regard. Okay, so that's just it, guys. The overwhelming majority of crypto-made millionaires have been holding on to their positions for several years. I know that's not an answer most of you want to hear. I know that's not an answer most people like to hear. They don't want to hear that. Everyone wants to have life-changing gains within a year. Of course we do. I'm not saying that doesn't happen. It definitely happens. I could think of a couple that it's happened to right in this community. But I can tell you another thing. There's a lot more future millionaires sitting right here in this group right now than there are of overnight millionaires that will ever happen in this community. I can tell you without a doubt that I am looking at, on that chat screen right now, at least a few future multimillionaires. I can tell you with absolute certainty that I'm looking at some right now. Okay? Now, life's hard. Things happen. We have expenses. We have bills. We have debt. We have mortgages. We have medical expenses. You got food. You got insurance. You got health insurance, car insurance. You got a kid. You got 2 kids. You put 2 kids here, and then you put one in the oven from a stripper you met in Miami 3 years ago. Whatever your situation is. Look, if you've got to take out some of your gains in order to put food on the table, keep the gas in the car, keep a roof over your head, then do what you got to do. I'm not talking about those people. You don't owe anyone an explanation. So if you got to pull profits just for your basic life costs, that's fine. I'm not talking to you folks. I'm not talking about those folks. But if you are in a position where you don't have to touch your gains, probably don't want to touch your gains. You probably want to let them ride for the long haul. I personally think Dogecoin is going to yield fantastic results for those who are patient enough to see it through over several year periods of a time. Holy cow, Jason Huffman coming in large and in charge with the largest super chat of the night. Feeling all right. Out of sight. I love that transformer on the screen. I didn't even know hippos could be transformers, but that's pretty cool, man. That's an awesome super sticker. Jason, thank you so much, man. Thank you for the generous super chat. Thank you so much. Thank you for literally keeping the lights on over here and keeping the bills paid. Thank you so much, Jason. Really appreciate that, man. Thank you so much. Thank you for even Jason's awesome, man. Jason Huffman's been watching me since I first started making content, and it's just been a awesome dude, awesome supporter. So thank you so much for that, Jason. Bang Stun says one of them. As my parents, my father's a preacher, right, and my mother helps him with that stuff too. And even my father, at his age, he's still preaching. And one of the things he likes to say is, "I claim it, right?" And it's like he's all about. It's kind of like a motivational speaker, right? He's like, claim things, visualize things that you want, and then claim it. And it just kind of made me think of it when I saw Bang Stun said, I'm going to be one of them, and you're going to be one of them. I like that. Speak it into existence. When you speak things into existence, it takes the things, your goals, and the things that you want for yourself. It brings it more into reality. It makes it more real for you. And the more real you can make the concept for you, the more likely you are to hold yourself accountable to attaining those goals, right? Jason coming in with another $50 super chat. Oh, at first I thought it was $5, but holy smokes. Jason, thank you so much. $50. Holy smokes. Two $50 super chats right in a row. I love this. This is what I'm seeing from the hippo right now, man. He's like, he's showing out. Look at that, just bursting through the treasure chest and throwing them Dogecoins out left to right. That's awesome, Jason. Thank you so much, going above and beyond the Call of Duty. Thank you so much, man. Holy guacamole, Jason Huffman. Says Scott Herforth. I echo that sentiment. 1, 2, 3, 4. Jason declared a super chat war. That's what's going on, folks. Thank you so much for that. Honestly, means a lot. Really means a lot. Jason Huffman said, speaking wisdom, I hope the things that I'm talking about with you guys tonight, I hope it's setting in with some of you. I hope this is helpful information for you guys, not only today, but going into your future. And you know what, guys? I'm going to be right here with you guys into that future together. I'm not going anywhere. I love making content. I love building this community with you guys. We're going to be successful together. We're going to be successful together not only monetarily, but personally in our lives too. And when we come together, we are engaged and enthusiastic. It can have a very powerful reverberating effect on things. Small communities, particularly in the NFT world, we're seeing that now too, right? The power of small communities banding together, holding their NFTs, holding the line until that floor keeps raising up. Keep talking about projects you're enthusiastic about, projects you believe in. That's how Bored Ape Yacht Club got to be where it is, right? That's how. That's what's happening in Jungle Freaks right now. I believe that's what's happening in Doge X right now, and that's also spills over to cryptocurrency. And there's no greater example of that than Dogecoin, in my opinion. Just grassroots pockets of enthusiastic people making big things happen for themselves and a lot of others as well. Josh Randell is the Val's coming in with $10 super chat. Thank you, Josh Randell. Appreciate it. Way to go, Jason Huffman. Hello, chat. Hello. Is it me you're looking for? Thank you, Jason. Two J names, right? Jason and Josh. Thank you, Josh Randell. Disavows. Salute to you, sir. And hello back. Dylan McDougall coming in. One of our favorite Aussies from across the way. Welcome, Dylan, into the chat. Better late than never. My favorite Aussie co-host couldn't make it tonight, Sadaf. She hails from just outside of Sydney, Australia, but we're going to have her back in as soon as she's feeling better. I told her to, her and I, we basically talk and text every day, so she's going to keep me abreast of the situation, and as soon as she's feeling better, we're going to have her back on. In the meantime, I think we're going to have Nick back on tomorrow night, but honestly, I love doing shows by myself sometimes too. I don't like doing shows solely by myself every single night, because that's a lot of talking. That's a lot of talking all the time, guys. Let's effing go, says Swift Pilot. Yes, yes, yes. Yeah, guys, I think we're really well positioned. Listen, Dogecoin is up over 9,000% than it was 12 months ago from now. Now, people that are down on the Doge will say things like, well, Doge has hardly done anything the second half of the year. I'm like, what is that all so? It's still up 9,000%. That doesn't diminish those gains. That doesn't mean we're not winning. I mean, when you watch a football game, and let's say the final score is 42-3, and all 42 of those points were scored in the first half of the game, do you say that that winning team has performed badly? if they kept the score 43-3, through the second half, even though they scored all their points in the first half of the game, no, you wouldn't. Of course you wouldn't. It's just it's. I think it's a very apt analogy here. Sliding Edge coming in with a $10 super chat. Josh Randell doesn't disavow Stephen Steele. That's right. Yeah, we definitely do not disavow Josh Randell here, and likewise, I think so. Thank you, Sliding Edge. Appreciate you, man. By the way, Sliding Edge, I saw the picture. I think it was you and your girl. I'm assuming that's who it was. On Twitter, looking good. And cheers back to you guys. You guys had the pints up and stuff. Thank you. That was cool, man. Really got to get in on those members only streams if you haven't yet. Oh yeah, I agree with Scott. Scott's going away and plugging membership. I'll let him do that. And I agree, Scott. Just wanted to say the members only stream last night with Nick was pure alpha. Oh yeah, so we had a breakout session last night. Members only with Nick, and I specifically broke down some of the details on how Nick more specifically became a multimillionaire, the main things he attributed it to, more details on his investment philosophy and strategies and mindset that have gotten him to where he is. And there's a lot of hardcore info in there. If you haven't heard it, if you become a member, you can access that in all the membership streams. There's just a lot of super big value in those. Jason Huffman coming in with a $5 super sticker. Hype. I love it. Yes, hype. Let's keep it going. Let's get the Doge momentum. Let's stir it up, guys. We're going up. Now it's technically on a Tuesday, right? We've converted from a Monday to a Tuesday now, technically. By my neck of the woods, it's a few minutes after midnight. So here we are going up technically Tuesday. Technically Tuesday. Sounds like a really bad, tech breakout segment of a local news affiliate. We're at Technical Tuesday where we're going to bring in Brian to talk about Bitcoin. Have you guys heard of that? Let's see. So, guess what? This comes courtesy of FX Street. Nancy Pelosi says a wealth tax on billionaires of unrealized gains is on the way. The scramble to find a tax hike that all 50 Democratic senators could support. Kirsten Sinema okays a tax on billionaires' unrealized gains. A new annual tax on billionaires' unrealized. And just so we're clear here, unrealized means gains you haven't made yet. Gains that you're just predicted to make. Is likely to be included to help pay for the vast social policy and climate package lawmakers hope to finalize this week. We probably will have a wealth tax, Senator Pelosi said on Sunday. Knowing the Senate Democrats were working together on the proposal, which isn't technically a wealth tax, but bears a strong resemblance to that idea. Proposal under consideration from Senate Finance Chairman Ron Wyden of Oregon would impose an annual tax on unrealized capital gains on liquid assets held by billionaires, Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen said on CNN. I wouldn't call that a wealth tax, but it would help get at capital gains, which are extraordinarily large part of incomes of the wealthiest individuals now escape taxation until they're realized, Mrs. Yellen said. Guys, okay. They say it's only going to affect the billionaires, but I really don't think it's going to stop there, because it won't take too long. And history shows us, has a trend of showing us, once they burn through all that money of taxation on unrealized gains, which is money they're just predicting is going to be made that isn't necessarily going to be made. So it's just like, it's like fortune telling almost. It's like, it's just crazy to me. So, but usually the trajectory goes is, once they get through that money, they're going to come for the middle class money and pass legislation, I believe, very similarly to people that make much less, people like you and I. This is a dangerous trajectory, in my opinion, when you have the government coming in and predicting and taxing money that you haven't made yet, just by looking at both your stock investments and cryptocurrency investments. Now imagine the government coming in and being able to look at your cryptocurrency portfolio and say, oh, you have so-and-so, you have this much money in Dogecoin. Well, we predict that you're going to make this much amount of money over the future in Dogecoin. So we're going to tax you for that now. Your unrealized earnings. Now, another thing that comes to mind is, what happens if your stocks go down? If your crypto investments go down and you've already been taxed for unrealized gains. And now we're going to rely on the government to predict on what those gains are going to be. There's no guarantees in the stock market. There's no guarantees in the crypto market. And they're proposing legislation to tax it as if these are sure things. I find this just rather insane, honestly. Sliding Edge coming in with $2 super chat. Taxing the chickens before they're hatched. Yes, I mean, essentially. Thank you, Sliding Edge. Thank you. Careful out there, zombie Doge army. Careful out there, man. Anyway, I'm almost speechless on this whole thing, man. I just, it's almost like one of those things when you read it, like, I almost can't believe it. I know Elon Musk released a pretty critical statement on this as well. Speaking of which, Trump SPAC Digital World acquisition drops about 12%. After huge gains on social media merger news. So SPAC is a stock, you guys, that's linked to the former president's planned social media platform. And it dropped today after booking massive gains. There's a few of you that were invested in SPAC right out of the gate. I would kind of slept on the draw on that one, honestly. I wish I would have been paying closer attention. I think it went upwards of 350% on the first day, if I'm not mistaken. But now it's doing a big correction. So those of you who did get in on SPAC, keep a close eye on it. Make sure, I would advise that you probably start taking some gains right now. So just in worst case scenario, that you, just worst case scenario, take some profits. Now, it'll be really interesting to see where SPAC goes now. It'll really be interesting to see if it's got some bullish momentum going forward. It's kind of, from what I can tell, SPAC is kind of evolving into a stonk. It's kind of evolving into a stonk movement. And there's a lot of symbolism behind it in terms of matters of free speech and everything. SPAC is kind of a symbol of those things. It's a symbol of obviously of people that have, also for people who have sympathies with the former president, but it's also going to be a big lightning rod of contention for people who don't like the former president. So, but then there's a lot of people out there, they just completely separate their emotions and their personal politics from their stock investments, and they don't care. All they do is they see the gains, baby, and they're all about it. They're all about it. So it'll be really interesting to see both how this SPAC stock evolves and how the platform evolves, to see if it's got the sus to go the distance, if it's got that viability and popularity to really make a go of it. So this will be an interesting experiment in many regards. I lost control. I was scared and still scared to drive. Oh, be careful, Zombie Doge Army. I don't know where you're driving, man, but just please be careful. I cashed out $1,700 in profit on DWAC this morning, said Scott. There you go, man. It sounded like you played it really smart. DWAC is a potential meme stock. That's exactly what it is. Could continue to run up, but I was up 70%, so I had to take it. I think you played things very, very wise, Scott. I'm like right on the verge of sneezing, but I'm not sneezing. You know when you feel that way? I'm like, but it's not coming. Anyway, let's see here. Next story. Oh, so Jeff Bezos of Blue Origin unveils plans for commercial space station called Orbital Reef. It's a massively ambitious plan. Jeff Bezos' space company Blue Origin has announced ambitious plans for a new commercial space station called Orbital Reef, and it's hoping to begin operations before 2030. The massive station, or at least it's in its design, is a collaborative effort with spaceflight company Sierra Space, a Sierra Nevada Corporation subsidiary. I've always known Sierra Nevada to be a kind of it's a microbrew company. It's very popular in the Midwest anyway. I don't know if it is popular anywhere else. Blue Origin says it has the backing of several industry leaders, including Boeing, but when or if its station will ever actually get built up is up for debate. So far, the company has only flown a suborbital tourist rocket called New Shepard to the edge of space. The news also comes after several worrying allegations surfaced about working conditions at Blue Origin. This is something I'd covered a few weeks ago. Employees have faced in recent years with several key employees leaving. In fact, some of those employees have gone on record to saying that the safety conditions at Blue Origin are pretty bad, and that they don't think that the rockets they're assembling and the rocket they even assembled before was very safe. So that's kind of it's ambitious to design a lunar lander. Its ambitions to design a lunar lander are also mirrored in controversy, as Bezos suing NASA over its decision to award its lunar lander contract to SpaceX. Blue Origin may be gunning for NASA funding through other avenues. With today's announcement, the space agency recently announced its commercial low Earth orbit development program, say that 3 times fast, making up to $400 million of funding available. Lockheed and Martin commercial space startup Nanorocks also recently announced that they are collaborating on the development of a commercial space station called Starlab. Well, that's a cool name. It's classic, it's simple. Starlab 2022. I like Starlab. What do you guys like better, Starlab or what's the name of this one? Orbital Reef. To be fair, as much as a dork Jeff Bezos is, Orbital Reef's kind of cool. It sounds kind of cool. But it's hard to beat just Starlab. Starlab sounds like the perfect name of a space station that would lend itself to a great reality TV program. Doesn't it?
This week on Starlab. Jenny eats too much astronaut ice cream and barfs in the corridor, forcing all of her cohabitants to deal with the floating puke.
And it goes on and on. Tommy Doe's Army says, cringe. Brutus DM coming in to say, back to work I go. Back to work. Starlab, simple and safe. Yes. Jeff wants to build an artificial planet like the Death Star. Maybe it'll at least have a laser beam. Dr. Evil. Lumino, welcome. Starlab is solid. I agree. Starlab 2022. So, don't you guys get the feeling that Jeff Bezos, he doesn't even personally care about space exploration? I think he just personally cares about beating Elon Musk. I feel like that's what it's way more about than anything. Sliding Edge come with a $5 super chat. Bezos space station will be a donut-shaped Atkin to a sphincter which will catch his phallic rocket. Oh my gosh, you guys. Boy, the shape of Jeff Bezos's rocket was just a very phallic affair. I mean, congrats to Jeff Bezos. Like I've said before, congrats to Jeff Bezos for launching a giant dong into space. And also that rocket. Jason Huffman coming in with $20 super chat. Woo, woo, woo. It's really hard for me to impersonate that super sticker of the retro pixelated gaming controller. Thank you, Jason Huffman. Appreciate you, man. Thank you so much. Thank you for your generous super chats. Jason, thank you, man. Just killing it. Keeping the Doge momentum going. I love it. Can't sue yourself to the moon, says Corey. StarCraft would be cool too, sound guys. I gotta say, StarCraft would be cool. StarCraft also sounds like a really great name for like a classic like game, like a video game. StarCraft. Yeah, I like StarCraft too. I like the red and black. That's the red and black attack, baby. The red and black attack. All right, let's see what else we got on roster here. See if I got any other stories. I think I've worked my way through most of them. Most, not all. News BTC reports Elon Musk plans to become the world's first Dogecoin trillionaire. Elon Musk says that he will become the world's first Dogecoin trillionaire, according to recent prediction by Morgan Stanley analyst. SpaceX founder is on his way to become the world's first trillionaire with his relentless amassing of wealth. A Twitter account called UberFacts tweeted this prediction. Amusingly, the Tesla CEO replied to the tweet stating that he would be a Dogecoin trillionaire. With that reply, he sent the Dogecoin price soaring again. As of today, Musk is already the wealthiest man in the world, ahead of Amazon founder Jeff Bezos. Jeff Bezos, who is in second place, according to the Bloomberg Billionaires Index. I just keep thinking of when Elon just responded to Jeff Bezos with a second place medal emoji. He has an estimated net worth of $252 billion. The Bloomberg Billionaires Index is ranking the world's richest people. In July, the tech entrepreneur revealed that he owns Bitcoin, Dogecoin, and Ethereum. And Elon Musk and Dogecoin. Musk's net worth has skyrocketed because of Tesla, whose price stock kept increasing over recent months. On Friday, the company's shares rose to a new high above $900 per share. Well, now we are coasting comfortably above $1,000 per share. With his current net worth, he is worth more than the entire gross domestic product of New Zealand. That's crazy. Anyway, to go on would be a bit redundant, but you guys get the point. I just think it's hilarious that there's media that's now forced to write articles about Elon Musk being a Dogecoin trillionaire. I honestly think the Tesla stock is going to keep running up from this point. Scott, I think you're probably right. Those of you who are wondering if it's too late to get into Tesla right now, worst case scenario, you ape into Tesla right now. It takes a dive and a correction, but if you got the patience and you're going long haul, I think Tesla's is an excellent long-term investment, just like Dogecoin, just like Bitcoin, just like Ethereum, just like XRP. I think Tesla's another really safe long-termer. So even if there's a big retracement from, a little over $1,000 right now, I think if you just put it in, let it ride for checking out in 3 years, I think your future self will thank your 2021 self. That's how I feel about it. The Tesla bears are going to surrender. Tesla will continue to run, says Scott. Audio Freak, welcome to the chat. Welcome. Esteban, when moon? I can't tell you when. I just know that it's not, like I said, it's not a matter of if, it's just a matter of when. And when? I don't know. I could see 2020 again. I think 2022 is going to be absolutely massive for digital currency. Absolutely massive for the digital currency markets. I think we're going to see gains and bull runs the likes of which we've never seen before starting in early 2022. We've got massive things all coming to a head at the beginning of 2022. I think Robinhood wallets are coming at the beginning of 2022. Soon after that, I think Tesla acceptance of Dogecoin. That's going to happen in 2022. After that, we know that the Dogecoin Ethereum bridge is going to happen towards the beginning of 2022. Another thing that we know is going to happen towards the beginning of 2022 is Ethereum 2.0. Folks, all these things are coming in the very near future. You just gotta hold on for one more day. So yeah, these are things that are to be excited about across the board, no doubt about it. Easy, whatever. Sure, you covered this, but how do you feel about your boy Chris Crypto? My boy. It's not my boy. He's someone that I interacted with along with a lot of other people when he was under Upshot. I got along with him just fine. I got along with him great. He made some decisions that I disagree with that I'm sure we don't have to rehash again. Everyone knows. And he rebranded himself under Chris Crypto. Some people are willing to give him a second chance and are willing to, forgive and forget and get on with it. Man, that's cool too. And other people are like, yeah, no way, Jose, and that's their right too. I don't know. I just let him do his thing, and I'm going to do my thing. I don't really have anything else to add to that. I see people stir up a lot of drama. Sometimes you can just keep obsessing over stuff that's happened in the past. I don't like to dwell that much in the past. I'm focused on the future. I'm focused on future opportunities, building bigger and better and opportunities and having more fun. And I don't like to focus on the negativity of the past. For Doge didn't know it's the same person. So I'm not sure if I have anything else on the news roster tonight, guys. Let me go through it, my notes again here. Oh yeah, here's another one. This one comes courtesy of Bitcoin.com. Bitcoin.com. Musk mentions Doge improvements. Dogecoin developers continue addressing scaling concerns. On Sunday, Elon Musk discussed his relationship with the Dogecoin Foundation, and he mentioned a few improvements he'd like to see implemented by a Dogecoin Core's database. Meanwhile, GitHub's metrics show developers have been working on the Dogecoin Core during the last few months, and it seems Dogecoin software engineers are prepping the networks to address fees, transaction time, and mining. Dogecoin proponents include Elon Musk, patiently waiting for fee change fix. Dogecoin Core repo has been active. At the end of June, Elon Musk tweeted about the fee change proposal added to the Dogecoin Core GitHub repository. At the time, Musk said that it was important to support it. The following week, people noticed that Dogecoin software developers Ross Nickel and Patrick Lauder were maintaining the project and looking to add Musk's suggestions. Lauder's Dogecoin Core fee change proposal explained that the fix would be gradually deployed to the network over multiple software releases. Ever since then, there's been a lot more action happening on the Dogecoin Core GitHub repo 1000x group. Metrics from the number of developers working on specific crypto projects tracker shows between August 2017 and January 2021, Dogecoin network development was a ghost town. In February 2021, 16 software engineers were working on the project. In May, there were 3 developers. 1000x group statistics show that 12 software developers contributed to Dogecoin Core in August. Let me catch my breath. Goodness gracious. So, the bottom line going on with this, guys, is that another thing that I believe that Elon Musk is waiting to announce that Tesla Dogecoin acceptance is complete optimization or a more ideal optimization of the performance of Dogecoin. And I think the reason why he's doing it is because he wants to give Dogecoin as much appeal, and people have as much of a positive experience with using Dogecoin as possible, so that it does become one of the world's leading, most popular digital currencies. So I think it's smart to wait in the way that he has been. Steven Steele, as Chris reached out to you, he said he was going to on the first video he posted. I didn't even catch that he said that. No, but he hasn't reached out to me. I haven't corresponded with him since he was still operating under Upshot. You know, he and I always got along really well. It's just really unfortunate that things happened the way it did. Was a nice line that you stole from Steven Steele. That's funny. What about Cardano? I think Cardano's a great long-term play. You know who's really invested in Cardano? I'm not really big invested in it, but my co-host Nick, he's a big Cardano. That's his second largest position next to Dogecoin. And I know Pro the Doge, I think that's his second largest position next to Dogecoin as well. I have my Tesla in the garage mining Dogecoin. All right, let's see here. Coins Kid predicts Doge going to $1.80. That's kind of the same prediction as, very similar prediction as Nick has made. Nick has made about $1.85 prediction. I'm not quite as bullish as them. I would say around $1.25. But hey, I hope Coins Kid's right. I hope Nick's right. I would love to be proved wrong on that. Elon tweets about his employees owning Doge should be a signal to big things to come. Exactly. I couldn't agree more. Think about it. If you are a business owner, you look out for your employees and they want to invest in to succeed. Totally. This is... Elon knew exactly what he was doing by laying that out on Twitter the way he did. I think that was a strong signal that Elon's mounting up for Tesla Dogecoin acceptance. Absolutely. I think that was the main message that I read between the lines on that tweet. So I think that's a very astute observation, Emperor Doge. Alrighty then. Guys, it's about 12:30 in the PM. I'm still going to be making a few video shorts yet tonight, so I'm going to get down to that stuff. I think I'm going to take a break on the members only streams tonight. I'll do a members only stream probably tomorrow night, get back in the swing of it there after post show stream tomorrow. And I'm also going to, like I said, we're also going to be playing around with switching up some stream times. Going to start doing some really early morning streams in with you guys just to kind of switch it up and give people a chance. There's a lot of people over in Europe that have expressed an interest in us doing some early morning live streams here and there so they can catch it sometimes as well during the live. So we're going to switch up some of the times a little bit just to reach different audiences as well. Just kind of switched up and make things fun. Powering my node for the night. And again, well, I'm going to wind this one down. Thank you so much, guys. This was a fun show. Don't we have the most fun? We had an awesome time. Great turnout tonight. Great audience. You guys are the best. We've got the best little community here on all of Crypto-Centric YouTube. Want to thank each and every one of you guys for turning out, hanging out, having a good time. Thank you so much to my super chatters, particularly Jason Huffman, really helping keep my lights on over here. Thank you, Jason, and Sliding Edge, and everyone else. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. Appreciate it. And I'll be back tomorrow night around 9 p.m. With Nick Balls. I'll have to further discuss with Sadaf when we can get her back on the show, but it shouldn't be long, guys. Thanks again. Appreciate each and every one of you. Until next time, this is Steven Steele signing out.